Hello, everybody, and welcome to Starry Tarot. Good to see you. My name is Sophie. If you are new here, welcome to Starry Tarot. I am your friendly tarot reader. For today, I can answer any question you have, with the exception of legal or medical questions. Those I cannot answer. But I have a fine array and menu of different readings to offer you. I am also a psychic medium. I can contact those who have passed on. If you are interested in a mediumship reading, please let me know beforehand. If you could give me your person's information, and even a photograph helps as well. If you can send a quick photograph. And then I check in. I cannot contact every single person. Some people haven't moved on to a point where they can communicate, or perhaps they've reincarnated. So I do have to check beforehand. And that doesn't cost extra or anything. It just takes a couple minutes, that's all. But I do like to check before. What else? Oh yeah, and today we are using the, I just call this my Slavic deck. Oh, hi, Nightbot. Nightbot is here. Thank you, my dutiful AI moderator. This is a beautiful deck that one of my starlings and one of my best friends, Steven, gave to me. He is a member of the channel. I love this deck. It's in, like, I think it's in Russian, but it's also, yeah, it looks like Russian, but it also is in English and Spanish and I believe French as well. And it's very like Art Nouveau, very pretty. I really like it. And I have also been I also offer past life regression readings. I've been doing that, well, probably since I started this channel, actually, but I think I've really refined my method. I know I have, and it's very insightful, and as Nightbot is saying, yeah, we can ask it in the sense, and I think it's great to ask it in the sense of, what past life is most relevant to my journey right now. But it could also be a question of, like, did I have a past life with a certain person, or was I similar in a past life, or how different was I in a past life? Like, whatever the question you have about one of your past lives, I'm more than happy to share that with you and illuminate that with you. I also offer a soulmate confirmation reading. And what I'm going to say about soulmate confirmation readings is, well, I don't believe in twin flames. This is an anti-twin flames channel. I have friends and colleagues who do strongly adhere to that, to the idea and theory of twin flames. I don't. I think it's quite toxic. I'm not going to get into all my reasons why, but I do believe in soulmates, and I've been told by my guides that we have multiple soulmates in this life, and they're not always romantic. Sometimes they are our animal friends. Sometimes they're our good friends, or our platonic friends. Sometimes they're family members. They can be really anyone. But if there's someone who you're truly in love with, and you really believe that you guys are soulmates, I can definitely confirm that for you. However, if the relationship is good, what I would say, if spirit were to say, no, you guys weren't in a past life together, it doesn't mean that you're not also, it doesn't also mean that you're not supposed to be together. And that's also not something I tell people, like, just break up with that person. That's not something for me to say. I'm here to just advise and tell you what I see. But that's particularly important for people who, I think we all care about what our spirit guides want for us, because they ultimately just want the best for us. And sometimes they can be difficult to get their blessing on certain relationships that we're in. But they really know what's truly best for us at the end of the day. I also offer private readings offline, two different types. I actually just did one for one of my dear clients. I do them at no additional cost, for reasons usually of discretion. If you don't want to share your story online, we can do it at no additional donation amount, either over audio messages or DMs on Instagram, or I can type it up over email. no problem. And you can, and honestly, I even when I'm like out of town, I always have a deck on me. So if you have a question that needs to be answered, it does have a 24-hour turnaround. I will get back to you within 24 hours, but I usually do it much sooner than that. I get to you as soon as I can. Okay. I do have 2 other jobs, so I am a busy lady, but I'm quite good at being able to just, sit down and answer your question if that's what you need. I also offer wonderful one-on-one sessions. I need to have a testimonial page on my website, but I've never given a private reading one-on-one that wasn't successful. We can talk for as long as you like. They are by appointment only, and they're over Zoom, so you will see the cards, you will hear my voice, and it's really nice because I get to see, and you don't have to show me your face if you don't want to, but a lot of people will show their face, and I get to finally hear your voice. And it's really nice to have that connection, that additional connection with you guys as well. So if that's something you are interested in, definitely message me, email me, or message me over Instagram, or just let me know here, and we can definitely schedule something for you. Okay. And we just received a donation. Thank you so much for your donation. I don't know what your username is. I'm going to add you right here to the queue. You are first. Darling, what is your username? And thank you for posting your question and your donation. That's always helpful. I hope PayPal didn't cut it off, because sometimes they'll cut off at a certain number of words. But let's see here, hon. Sorry, my internet's being a little slow today. I don't know if anyone, it's got to be that Mercury retrograde, right? Okay, I'm going to try reopening PayPal here. Oh my goodness, this is so slow. My PayPal, apologize. Trudy, thank you, Trudy, for your donation. Can I please get your username, and can I get confirmation that you're in the room so we can start your reading? Because I have your question. Hi, Gorgie. I thank you so much for having your question there. That is very organized and very helpful for me. Thank you. So you wanted to do a 15 card reading? Yay! You're here, Trudy. Thank you, honey. All right. Yeah. Or did you have multiple? What is coming with my situation with Nick and I? We are currently in no contact for the past 2 months. I'm sorry, Trudy. Trudy, what is your sign, and what is Nick's sign? And we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Did you want me to do my thoughts, feelings, and intentions spread? Like, what are his thoughts, his current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards you? Because then we'll see where he's at mentally. We'll see where he's at emotionally, and most importantly, we'll see what he intends to do from here. I could ask it the way you typed it, but you want to do, yeah, I really like that reading. I just think it's really thorough. It kind of answers more than one question in one, if you know what I mean. And you're a Taurus and he's a Gemini. You got it. All right, no problem. Let's get started here. Just give me 1 sec. All right. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Nick's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Trudy? Okay, girls, let's see here. Okay, love. Nine of Swords reversed. Ace of Cups. Death reversed. For some reason I thought death was going to come up in this reading. Knight of Cups. The Tower. The Devil reversed. Six of Swords reversed. Queen of Cups reversed. Or sorry, King of Cups reversed. I apologize. The Hierophant. Six of Pentacles reversed. Two of Swords reversed. Nine of Pentacles. Four of Swords reversed. Knight of Swords reversed. And Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay, all right. Let's start here with your general energies. Look, so I know you guys. Okay, so you've been in no contact for 2 months. We have this Nine of Swords reversed, the Devil reversed, and the Two of Swords reversed. You're feeling concerned. You're worried. Correct me if I'm wrong, but sometimes this connection or lack of communication really keeps you up at night. If it's like that, or you dream of it, or it's hard to fall asleep because it mentally it is this situation is very much taking up a lot of your mental space. You're thinking about it a lot. Yeah, there are a lot of reversals here. There's also quite a few promising uprights, but as I always tell people, just because something's reversed doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. You are dealing with the anxiety better than other people would. Okay. But because this is reversed. If this was upright, I'd be like, wow, like girl, like please, and I still say, girl, please take care of yourself, get the rest you need. I've definitely been in a situation that you're in, and I think it's a similar situation where it's like it's consuming your mind. Like you are able to function, you're able to work, you're able to do what you need to do in your life, but it's almost like every 20 seconds, right? He comes into your mind, or every 30 seconds. It's like he's haunting you in a way. And it's this disconnection. I don't know how long the two of you together for a while? Because it's like the disconnection with this Devil reversed. It's like, yeah, the disconnection is really intense. And I want a little bit of clarity here. Actually, it's quite interesting. It's not funny or fun. But I want to get some clarity on it. Just as a reader, it's interesting. Yeah, there was a bit of codependency in that connection, and on both parts, on your part and on his. And this isn't my opinion. This is what Spirit is saying. No, just a month, but we saw each other daily. Okay. So it wasn't that long, but it was intense. And Spirit is applauding you. They're saying that you are handling this quite well. It is hard for it not to consume your mind. I understand you guys spent a lot of time together, but you're also deeply confused. Like, why? And I think that was actually the question you asked me, like, what's going on with him? Why did he stop talking to me? Because I'm guessing he didn't give you a reason. He didn't have the grace to give you a reason as to why he stopped talking to you. That would cause a whole lot of epic confusion with this Two of Swords reversed. You know what I mean? Like, I've been there, girl. Yeah, it's a good thing. I have a lot of dating experience because it's able to. I have had not the best luck in the world, but it's coming. It's coming. But it also gives me force. It gives me, the wisdom to see the red flags in my life and to be able to identify them and help others see them. I'm expecting an explanation at some point. Yes, yes, and you deserve one. You absolutely deserve one, honey. This whole ghosting thing it's a new phenomena. It didn't used to happen in the past. I asked an older friend of mine. I was like, back when there weren't cell phones. I was born in '86, so I do know what the world was like without cell phones. But I got one pretty young. Like when I was like in high school, that's when it was like, okay, we need to know where you are. When I got a car, basically, when I was 16, I got my first phone, and then it's like you can constantly see where people are. You can constantly call someone. There's no reason to not call someone and give them an explanation, right? Um, and this ghosting phenomena, it's happened. It kind of, I feel like it happened in the past like 5 years. But I did ask, like a side note, I did ask an older friend of mine, like, what did people do back in the day? And he was just like, well, they would just kind of stop calling. But like from my experience, no one ever ghosted me. They would say, hey, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I need space, or hey, I found someone else, or whatever the effing reason is, they would say it, or maybe they'd say it some bullshit reason, but they would give a reason. Like it's very much a new generational thing, and it's not okay. His general energies, we have the Tower, the Six of Pentacles reverse, which I really hate seeing in romance readings, and the Seven of Pentacles reverse. So he gave you no answer, but I hate to say it, but this is a break. He did break up with you. But he did it silently. He did it cowardly. He is a coward. He is a coward, Trudy. This man is a true coward, and he let things crumble. He let things another part of this, girl. Another part of this is he did fall for you. You guys moved really, really fast. And as I always say, and as I read in all my tarot and Kabbalah books, slow and steady wins the race. Take things slowly. Take things with patience. Let things flow. There's no reason to rush things, to rush love. And that's this Seven of Pentacles reversed. His love can't be rushed. And I feel like he was overwhelmed by how quickly things developed with the two of you. And unfortunately, girl, I hate having to say this, he does have feelings for you. But I've been here too. I've got this card reversed in connections in my life too. It means that there's an imbalance between you and him. Either you like him more than he likes you, or he likes you more than you like him. But there's some kind of imbalance here that he recognizes. And I think he's in a lot of denial about his feelings for you. Did you say he was a Gemini? Or I've been reading about Geminis like all the live long day. He is, yeah. It is very hard, and I don't know how old he is, but I've dated a Gemini. They flip back and forth, and I'm seeing this a lot, this back and forth. I don't know if you ever saw it in him, the Gemini back and forth. You know what I mean? But this is, yeah, very much chaotic. Like Knight of Swords reverse, that's his card, and it's like that's where his mind's at. So this is telling me that y'all moved things too fast. I'm not blaming you. I'd actually blame him. I feel like he's the one who was like trying to hang out with you every single day, moving things way too fast with this Knight of Swords reverse. I'll get to that in a moment. But it overwhelmed him because he fell. This Tower card, you have to be vulnerable to allow yourself to fall, right? And he did fall in love with you, and it scared him. Because look at this, with his thoughts, we have the Ace of Cups. He does have a cup of love for you still. We have the Six of Swords reversed and the Nine of Pentacles. So yes, in terms of his thought, I'm a strong, independent woman, and I told him I didn't want to be in a codependent relationship. He was moving quickly. I'm a Taurus. We don't do that. I was going to say I have a feeling I knew it, girl. I knew it. You're slow and steady. You're the Knight of Pentacles. I've dated Earth signs. Y'all move slowly. I'm an Aquarius, so I just don't know what I'm doing. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know if you've ever dated an Aquarius, but good luck if you haven't, because at least the men are very difficult to date. They're good guys, but we're very aloof, especially when it comes to romance. But he moved things too fast. That's this Knight of Swords reverse I'm going to get to at the very end here, is he moved things way too effing fast. In terms of his thoughts, yes, he still has feelings for you. I don't know what that entails, like, if he still has feelings for you, then why, right, girl? And I am allowed to say that. I'm an Aquarius, so I'm allowed to say that, but I've dated, actually, my first serious boyfriend was an Aquarius, and he ghosted me. He ghosted, it was years ago. I mean, he was my first, like, guy. I was 16, 17. And he ghosted me, ran off to the desert, did a bunch of snowflakes. You know what I mean? And I didn't hear from him for a week. I was insane. I was a teenage girl. I was going insane. He finally got back to me. It turned out it was another woman. His lesbian friend. Bullshit. She wasn't a lesbian. They were hooking up. He was lying to me. So that was a great way to, like, have my first love. But anyway, enough about me. The Aquarius men, good luck. Air signs in general, honey, we're tough when it comes to love. He's moving things way too fast. You know what you're doing, like, you know what you're doing. But yeah, in terms of his thoughts, he does have affections for you still. It does. Oh, girl, yeah. Yeah, and especially, this was my first love. I was 16, 17, so I didn't have the coping mechanisms. I also wasn't able to recognize the red flags. I had a couple boyfriends in the past, but they were really sweet, really good guys, were totally in love with me. Didn't have to worry about where they were mentally or physically, but this guy, I was always wondering. He was a DJ, and he also worked in tech, and he had a lot of money. He was too young, too much money, and he thought he was the shit because he was a DJ. And I was constantly wondering, like, and I was hella young, and I don't regret it that he was my first love, but it did wise me up. I did look up what he's doing right now. He's like a big wig at PayPal, and his girlfriend's like 22, and he's older than me. He's got to be like 42. Gross. Anyway, so let's talk about you. Sorry, sidebar. Aquarius ADHD sidebar. So yeah, he does have a cup of love for you, girl. I don't know what that means going from here, though, because it's like the way he loves, I don't appreciate it. You don't appreciate it. It's he's scared, so he thinks that he needs to move away. God, this sounds like my ex. I think it's air signs. Libras can be all right, but like Aquariuses and Geminis are so hard to date. They are so hard. I'm not talking about the women. I love Gemini women and I love Aquarius women. I think we're great. It's just, I'm not being a man hater here. What's the antithesis of a misogynist? A penanist? I don't know. I always wondered, is there a word for like man hate, like beyond man hater? Because I'm not. But I've just observed this, and I'm sure there's great Gemini. I know there's great Gemini men out there. But this one, he's lost. He's really all over the place. You married a toxic Libra. Oh dear. Oh dear. So he was this. He was justice reversed. Like I tell everyone this, and it's true. There's good and bad with every sign. There's good and bad with every human being, and everybody has a sign. Everybody has a birthday. Just think about this. Like, go to a prison and ask everyone what their sign is. You're gonna find every single sign in there. You know what I mean? Go to a mental hospital. You're gonna find every sign in there. Like there's crazies. There's criminals. Also, go to a church or a synagogue and ask what their signs are. You're gonna find some godly, good men. You know what I mean? And I feel like he wants to be a good guy at the end of the day. With this 9 of Pentacles, he saw a lot of potential between the two of you. Do you mind if I ask how old he is? You don't have to tell me how old you are, because we're ladies and we like to be, I'm 39. I just say it. I just turned 39 in January, but some ladies don't like to reveal their age, and that's all good. His feelings, we have Death reversed. Yeah, King of Cups reversed and 4 of Swords reversed. It's like he has these feelings for you, but he can't make them. He'll be 59 this year. Girl, I thought we were talking about a 22-year-old boy. Not that young. I thought we were talking about someone in their late 20s. I'm not kidding you. That's it's not shocking because I've heard it so many times before. I'll ask someone, I'll be like, how old is this guy? And it'll be like 20, 30 years older than what I thought I was dealing with. So he's 58, going to be 30, 59 this year. He's got to grow the F up. And what, does he want to be in a nursing home for the rest of his life? One of my favorite clients on here, she made a really good observation. She's like, there's going to be so many men stuck in nursing homes in 20, 30 years because so many men are, I don't know how you met this guy, but the toxicity of dating apps has really sullied relationships. It's really hard to meet people. It used to be easy. People would meet people at work. They'd meet people through their friends. They'd meet people through community gatherings. People don't really do those things anymore. Like, I've started going to temple because I need to have community, and maybe I can meet a hot guy there, and tune in with God and my rabbi, but just having that sense of community. I even looked into getting a matchmaker, girl, and they're cheapest I found was like $1,300 a month retainer. And they set you up on like 4 dates a month, or like basically like 4 a month, like one every weekend. And they like search for you. I'm like, damn, like how do they search? Like, I think they go on LinkedIn and stuff and like different, like not dating sites, but like ID sites kind of. And yeah, too expensive. Like if that's my only other option, finding someone, like I have to go organically. But yeah, so back to his feeling. He was my landlord. Oh, this is getting interesting. He was my landlord 32 years ago, and we just ran into each other. I said, this is organic, okay? End of December, after all these years, I will never go near a dating website. Girl, it's not even about that. There aren't even dating. I used to like dating websites, quite frankly, because it wasn't left or right. I hate the apps. I hate them. I hate them. I thought there were dating sites, so I looked into it recently because I'm single Pringle, kind of looking for love. And all of the dating sites that I used to go on are now, well, there's OkCupid. I think that's a site. I think they do have a site for that. I think there's something special about that because you don't just swipe left because someone doesn't look right for you or doesn't, something about them, their picture doesn't, it just like determining someone whether they could date you based on just one picture. That's so gross. That is so demeaning to a human being. And so I've looked for dating sites because I think those are better. And now they're all matchmakers. They're like, hire me as a matchmaker, hire as a matchmaker. Nothing online is real, including social media. Yeah, it's getting faker and faker, for sure, for sure. My social media is, I've got two. I've got one for my tarot and I've got one for my photography. Occasionally I'll post a picture if I go on a vacation or something like that. But even that, I'm curating my life. I'm not taking pictures of me crying on the kitchen floor on a Friday night, like nobody would do that. But that's the truth, is that not everyone, we try to put on this facade that everyone's happy and everyone's having this great life, and it's BS, So I agree with you there. I'm not a fan of social media at all. I used to be, that's how I met my first guy. I used to be a little hacker. I wouldn't meet guys on dating sites. I would meet them on like, message boards and things like that. Like we'd have things in common, like music or books or whatever the case may be. We'd have lots of common interests. I was also part of the rave community and the goth community as well. I'd go out a lot, so I'd meet people organically. I'd go out dancing. I kind of want to start doing that again. I don't know if you live in a major city or if there's a place that you'd like to go dancing, but something tells me that would be really good for you, honey. Hey, Steph! I have zero public-facing social media, and the Instagram I have are all only close friends, and I don't post my pictures anywhere. Social media is the worst. Yeah, girl. I kept mine private for a while, but because I am a professional model, I hate saying that. I'm a professional model. It just sounds like, I don't know, it just sounds really shallow, but it's not. It's something I really love doing, and I have a lot of pride in. I've been doing for almost 14 years now. And it used to be, I'm getting less and less work. I booked a gig today. Yay, Sophie, she got a new gig. But it's getting harder because with Instagram, everyone's a photographer, everyone's a model all of a sudden. And it's just not the case. Like there used to be a site, and there's still a site that I used to find my work, but I don't like, thank you. Yeah, I find very few gigs through Instagram. It's harder to vet photographers, because that's the other thing. Whenever I work with a photographer, I ask for that information of a model they've worked with in the past, and I simply ask her or him, like, how was your experience? Were they okay? Were they polite? Were they professional? It's important to do that too. And Instagram, it's very difficult. It doesn't have the verification system that the other website has. I'm out being social all the time. Good. Not intentionally looking for a relationship. It happens. That's what Trudy, that's what I was just going to say. Like, not, like, go out dancing, not to find a man. If it happens, it happens. I mean, I don't know how old you are, but I was talking to someone yesterday, like, when, I forget, maybe it was you, Steph, but, like, I used to go out dancing every Monday at Death Guild, and I used to go to raves. And when I was about 18, whenever I was single, I was like 18, 19, 20. I'd go out with my friends, and the intention would always be, I'm going to find the man of my dreams tonight. I did find 2 boyfriends, I will say. I did find 2. But it was always nights when I just went out and I wasn't intending on meeting someone. Like, love finds you oftentimes. Like, you usually find love when we're not looking for it. So yeah, that's great love. I was going to say, just keep on going out without the intention of something magical happening. If it happens, it happens. But do, live life and drink forth from the beauty of life that we do have. I used to have very public social media with all the pics and stuff. Me too. But I've gotten to the point where I don't want to be found or watched unless I want someone to find me. Yeah. And it's hard being a model because I do have to advertise myself. I do have, like, I just did a great shoot. It was like an Irving Penn shoot. If you guys want to see it, I mean, you'll probably find my other Instagram, but you might find some things that, yeah, I do modeling, and it was a great black and white photo, and it was a great shoot with two great photographers, a husband and wife couple, and it was very Irving Penn 60s style, like kind of like Audrey Hepburn type. Yeah, and I was wearing like a white turtleneck, and I'm just like, I look very austere. I really love the picture, and my hair's up. Yeah, so I post that. But one day, I hate to be on a sidebar, but there was this time, like when I first started my channel, you guys, so my channel it was advertised on Google, and I think this was an X, but someone left a comment, and I'm also a photographer. They left a comment saying I would never hire Sophie as a photographer for my wedding. I have a lovely fiance, and she's disgusting. The way she models, she has her doughy, disgusting, fat body. And she like, it was like the way the shit they said about me was deplorable. Like, I remember my roommate found it first, and he was like, Sophie, you need to see this. And he had like concern in his voice. I'm like, exactly. I didn't keep it in memory because it was so horrible, deplorable. I don't know who did it. It was the meanest thing in the world, and it was very hard to remove. It took months for Google to remove it. It was very harassing. They were haters, beyond haters. I don't know if it was an ex or maybe a girl. Right, Wendy? And hey, girl, how are you? And yeah, it sounded a bit like the way they were talking about my body, and I'm not offended at all. Like, I have a great body. If anything, I need to gain weight. I'm small. I don't have a doughy body. I've never had a doughy body. I don't work out. Maybe that's what they were talking about, but I don't give a shit. I think I look great. Like, stupid. Like, and that didn't offend me. What offended me was them saying, thank you, honey. Thank you. I'm sure you are too. What offended me was them saying that, like, I'm immoral, and that they would, like, I could never take photos at a wedding. Like, well, guess what? I ordained a wedding last year, so F you, man. Like, I think it was a man. Totally projecting. All right, let's get back to Trudy, because I am sorry I went on a sidebar there, Trudy, and we need to focus on you. But when I go on sidebars, I try to make them relevant in some way to what people are going through. And I don't know how that was, but anyway. Yeah, he's not moving forward, and he's feeling as though he can't be your rock with this King of Cups reversed. He's not strong enough for you. You said it yourself, girl. You're a very independent woman, and you're not looking to be codependent with anyone. I don't know if you've been in a codependent relationship in the past, and that might be you're just like, no more, because I've been there too. I've been in an abusive relationship. It's just like, you see the signs. It's just like, I'm not going through that hell again. It's not happening again, So maybe, I don't know if that's what you've been through, but he wouldn't be abusive, but he wouldn't be a rock for you. He wouldn't be stable for you. And in terms of his feelings, we have this Four of Swords reversed. I want a little bit of clarity on this. I feel like he's just not focusing on you the way that he should. Yeah, rejection. He's rejecting your affections. He's scared. He's really scared. I don't know when his last relationship even was. I don't know He's so comfortable being alone. I'll tell you that. He's really comfortable being alone. He Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups. Yes, intentions. He does have feelings for you. That, I mean, he wouldn't have asked to hang out with you every single day for a month if he didn't have feelings for you. But that's also really unhealthy behavior. Very addictive and a little too, like, if I was dating a guy and even if I really really liked him and he wanted to hang out every damn day and we didn't live together and we just met, I'd be like, whoa, dude, like, you can't be the rabbit, you gotta be the tortoise. Like, you gotta slow down because you move things too fast, you're gonna get overwhelmed. And with this Hierophant, I need some clarity on this. He became very overwhelmed with his emotions. But god damn it, I'm sorry, you deserve an explanation, and I'm not seeing him. I'm not seeing him providing you with an explanation. I see him hiding away, and he's scared. He's frightened of love, so he's alone. He's the Hierophant. He's on his own. And then, like I said, this last card that I wanted to focus on is Knight of Swords reversed. I knew this was going to come up when you told me he was a Gemini. This is the Gemini card, and I can say this because I'm Gemini moon. So my thoughts are very Gemini scattered. As you can tell, sometimes I go on tangents a little bit, but I keep them relevant. However, he is way overthinking things, and if he were to just slow down, he could have you. This is the stupid thing. He said he has to learn to be comfortable being alone. I think he's always been oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, that could make that okay, that kind of checks out there, Trudy. If he's always been, so it's, yeah, so yeah, it's not you. You weren't in those relationships. He was. And there is an energy of, yeah, wanting to be alone. And I keep on seeing him like in a nursing home when he gets older, not with like a wifey. He's really codependent, and you're not. He's really codependent and really wanted to rush things. The Seven of Pentacles reversed, and Geminis move fast. Knight of Swords is the fastest moving card. Knights are all about speed, how fast things go. And you're the Knight of Pentacles. You hardly move. You only move when you need to. You stand still unless you need to move. You know, you focus on you stay in the present moment as an Earth sign. Oy vey. So this is what I'm seeing for you, sweet Trudy. A very, very emotionally immature man. Oh, why, thank you, Wendy. Thank you, honey. A very romantic. I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you a lot, girl. I'm excited to hear what's going on in your life. Yeah, you can't be in a codependent relationship, and I feel like he knows that that's what he would place upon you. He would end up binding you in a way. I don't think he does. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you yes, but as it stands, but people do change. I'll tell you that. I've had readings where people from great readers who tell me, oh, this person's in love with you, and I see it, and then like 2 weeks later they pull back because people are not stagnant. People are not. They are just not stagnant, and they're immutable. We change our minds. So this is not set in stone, Trudy. But because the question was, how does he currently think and feel about you, and what are his current intentions? Those could change. But as it stands right now, he doesn't have any intentions of contacting you. He thinks about you all the time, but he's not like thinking in terms of like actual plans and how to make this work. You know what I mean? Sorry, 1 second. I will be right back. 1 second. I am so sorry about that. I got an email from my other job that was really like concerning. I'm so sorry. Back to Trudy. People do change, you know, so I don't want to say this is totally set in stone. But it's just as it stands right now, and you deserve the best, girl. You know it. You know you deserve the best. And if he's not going to be that way to you, you know, it's just not right. You deserve better than that. You deserve at the very least an explanation, you know. Yeah. So if he's not mature enough to give you that, why would it be like going in the future with him? You know, if he's that kind of a guy, if there's already problems, this is what my mom told me, and I really agree with her. If there's already issues at the beginning of a relationship or a connection, relationship, whatever the case, at the very beginning, not a good sign. You should be in the lavender haze honeymoon phase, you know. And if he's having hesitations about it, excuse me, I always burp when I have something really important to say. If he's having hesitations about it, he's just not on the level that you're on, and being scared of love, like, yeah, that's not where you're at, you know. Right? Yeah. And it sucks because I've been in new connections where there were issues at the beginning, and it's just like, that's not a good sign. Like, people do change and people do grow for sure. And life changes. There's things in life that change, external factors that can change as well. But it's really important to recognize that. So you're so welcome, Trudy. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you, and I'm sorry you're going through this. I'm sorry he did this to you. But you keep dancing, you keep going out, and live your best life, you know. And I know the right man's gonna come along. Like, yeah, you're a good woman, and you deserve love, and you've got it in your heart. And I always see spirit. Sometimes it takes a while, but I always see spirit come through for people in the right way. Thank you again, love. Miss Wendy, thank you so much for your donation. I'm going to put some lipstick on because I just noticed that I look like really pale right now. So I'm going to do that. But while I'm putting on lipstick, please post your question, Wendy. Thank you. I accidentally bought, so I used the same lipstick. I've been using the same, I have like 3 lipsticks I use, and my favorite is Twig by MAC. I've been wearing it since I was like 14. They discontinued it last year. So, and I accidentally bought 2 new tubes of it instead of 1, but that's good because I'll probably need it. Like, it was like $45 for 1 tube. It was $30 for 1, and they're normally 25, but like, it's just gonna go up and up. You know how things go when they discontinue colors. I hate it when they discontinue colors. Ugh. Or perfume. Oh my god. Like, if you have a favorite scent and then they discontinue it. That's where eBay comes in really clutch. Comes in clutch. Alright, Miss Wendy, let's see what's going on with you right now. What are the things I need to let go of to make space for new love? Excellent question. Excellent question. Very wise. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are the things Wendy needs to do to make space for new love in her life? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what things does Wendy need to do in order to make space for love in her life? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what things does Wendy need to do in order to make space for love in her life? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what things does Wendy need to do in order to make space for love in her life? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what does Wendy need to do in order to make space for love in her life? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what does Wendy need to do in order to make space for love in her life? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what does Wendy need to do in order to make space for love in her life? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what does Wendy need to do in order to make space for love in her life? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what does Wendy need to do in order to make space for love in her life? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what does Wendy need to do in order to make space for love in her life? Toki, thank you so much, sweetheart. Let me quickly add you to the list before I jump right into Wendy's reading here. All right, Wendy, let's get started. We have Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles reversed. Six of Pentacles reversed. The Sun. And Five of Swords reversed. Do you want kids? I don't know if I've ever asked you if you wanted a child. But I'm seeing Spirit wanting you to make space for either having a baby, or it's also this Ace of Cups. It's what my mom tells me. Mommy's always right. I don't know if you're watching tonight, Mom, but you should treat yourself as if you would treat your child. You know, we treat our children ideally as best as we can, because we love. I don't have kids, but if I did, I would do anything and everything for them. I do, but I need to meet the right person. Me too, girl. And I'm 39. I still haven't. So it's like, there's a word for it. It's like selective, like pregnancy. Like I will only have a child if I find the right man. Like I would never have a child and deprive them of having a good father. Or if I was a lesbian, like there needs to be two parents. You need to have four hands in the household. How strange this came up for this reading. Yeah, they're saying that like they like you to like definitely, you live on your own, right? If you live on your own, God, my mom's coming up all the time right now. All the things she tells me, make space in your home for another person. Even if you don't want someone to come and live with you, like I make space on the side of my bed. Even though there's never anyone there, like there's that space. Like you live with your mom right now. So in your room, and you want to move out. That's California, girl, right? Like it's so hard for us to have our own place. Really hard. Yeah, like I haven't had my own place since I was in college. I rent rooms, you know, and I'm perfectly happy with that. But it's very different here in California. So I kind of assumed you probably didn't have your own place, but regardless, in your room, maybe make some space in your closet, and not have it. We know we don't want a man to move in with you and your mom, but it allows Spirit to see just how much you're ready to make that space for someone in your life. Like for instance, I went to go visit someone a while ago who I had some feelings for. They lived far away, and they made space for me in their apartment. They made space in the closet for all my clothes. They made space in the bathroom for all of my products. And that meant a lot to me. Did nothing work? I don't think it worked out, but it's a good intention. It shows a good intention. With this Queen of Pentacles reversed, I hate to say it, but they're saying you work too hard, but you've got to work. You know, that's what you've got to do. But you are overworked, and that does make things a little difficult. I'm gonna get some clarity here from Sophie's little black book. Weird. It's saying jealousy, gold digger, wanting love for the wrong reasons, but that's not you, Wendy. You're an independent woman. You're not looking for a man to you're not a gold digger, and you're not jealous. You don't covet other things. So this reading is very confusing to me. This absolutely makes sense. Treat yourself and make space in your life for another person. Right? Or I wasn't even suggesting that. I was suggesting like a marriage to a really, really wealthy man, which is great, you know, two incomes that are good, but marrying them for that reason, just because they make money, that you would never do that. You know, you need the whole, as long as they had the whole package, they were also smart, funny, and nurturing and kind, and they also just happened to make a lot of money, you're golden. You know what I mean? I want to be with someone financially responsible, but not just for me. Exactly. I've been with someone who was very financially irresponsible, and I'm done. I'm done with that. It's not fun, and it ruins relationships. It really does. If you can't take care of yourself financially, how are you supposed to be able to like balance with someone else? This guy was constantly stealing from me, asking for money from me, asking for money from his parents. I was the only one working. I need someone with the same values. Yes, you absolutely. They need to align with yours as well. And there's something here. Yeah, the six. And I see that with the Six of Pentacles reversed. It has to be a relationship where, and that it's hard to find. I will say. Oh hell yeah, girl! He stole so much medicine from me because he couldn't get a prescription of what I had. Adderall. Who isn't on it, right? But yeah, he couldn't get a prescription because he had been to rehab. I think that was a big deal. I think that's why they didn't want to prescribe him something that was controlled. Because yeah, which is messed up because he did need it. But girl, I would hide it so hard, and I'd go off to work. I remember one day I had it in a case. I had it in a locked box, like with a code and everything. And I remember one day I like created the code, and he was right next to me. He's like, "Oh, can I see that? That's such a cool looking box." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up. Go away. You're a thief." He's like, "No, I honestly just want to see." He was so desperate for it. I'm like, "No." And I remember one day I went to work and I hid it in my messy ass unorganized closet, like right at the bottom. I come home and it's all gone. All my meds are gone. And he tells me, "Oh, I saw you walking in your sleep last night and it looked like you were flushing your meds down the toilet." No, I wasn't. I'm not a sleepwalker. And I would never, that's so dumb. Are you kidding me, man? Like, the guy was Delulu. And it's weird because he was a Taurus. You'd think he'd be a hard worker. He's like the only Taurus I've met who's not focused on money or work. You know, it's not valuable to him. And yeah, so I started keeping my meds at work. I was keeping them in my car for a while and he ended up finding them. Then I finally started keeping them at my locker at work, which looked embarrassing to my coworkers, right? Like, they're like, "What? That looks really weird." And I had to explain to them. Lo and behold, once I started keeping them at work, ooh, they suddenly stopped disappearing. He got so pissed that I kept them at work. He was like, "That's where you're going to keep them?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, it is. Because you don't work and you need to get your shit together." It sucks having to break up with someone because they're a loser. He even said to me, I don't know how truthful he was being, but I talked to him not too long ago. And he said, you breaking up with me was one of the best things that happened to me because if you hadn't, I would have continued just slobbing around and not doing anything. So I appreciated that because that really was what I wanted to see. I was done with him, but I wanted to see him change. He has a lot of potential. He is actually a nice man. He's just a thief. It's weird. Like, he works with autistic people when he does work. Like, he just has this he really is a klepto. And he would steal shit just from the store, too. I'd be like, "Oh, I really like that cosmetics bag." He was a heroin addict. He was a heroin addict, but he went to rehab. His parents sent him to Scientology rehab, and they didn't know. And and all they did at the rehab was make him read Scientology books. And there was a huge L. Ron Hubbard statue there. And I told his parents, I'm like, "I know you guys don't know me that well. I just started dating him, and he needs to go to rehab." I didn't know he was a heroin addict. He hid it from me for 3 months. I knew he was taking painkillers, but I didn't know he was shooting heroin. He was. And when his parents found out, they sent him right to rehab. It was like 70 grand. And it was in the middle of the desert in Southern California, like way Southern California. And he was living in a barn with like bats and like tarantulas and shit. It was they wouldn't even give him ibuprofen for headaches and heroin withdrawal. I don't know if you've ever seen movies where someone's gone through it, but it's hell. It is absolute hell. As a former, I didn't do heroin. I was a painkiller addict myself. That's how we met each other. Not good. Two addicts, not good. You know, I was very young and stupid, and but I got help and I got clean, and I'm almost 14 years sober now off those things. I like to pretend that those pills just don't exist anymore. They don't exist in my world, and I will not take them. They're gone. And he stayed away from it too, but he developed addictions to other things like Adderall, my Adderall, you know. Total addict. Yeah. And addicted to, he was a klepto. We'd go out. I hated shopping with him because I'd be at Target or whatever and be like, if I liked something, he'd gank it. There's so much shit that he's ganked that like I still have. I'm like, that's so weird. Like, but he was trying to be kind to me and do nice things for his girlfriend. In his head, that was okay. In my head, I'm like, "You're a damn thief. That's 7 of Swords." Like, I know it's just CVS or Target. It's not a huge loss, but you don't have $8 on you, like, and you're how old? I'm sorry, that was really judgmental, but the guy just didn't work, and very codependent on me. and we were codependent on one another. It sucked, and I had to break free, and I ghosted him for 1 week, and I've never done that. I just didn't know what to tell him. How do you tell someone I got to break up with you because you're not doing, you're a loser, you don't work? How do you, and we don't have sex. We hadn't had sex for 3 years, and we were together for 5. I was hungry. Sorry, mom and dad, if you're watching, but yeah, I needed to feel like a woman again. It is. So after that, I just lightly dated. I dated guys, and it wasn't serious. I didn't want anything serious because I hadn't healed, but I needed like affection. I needed someone to treat me nicely, take me out to dinner. Back when there were dating sites and not dating apps, which I hate. I was talking to Trudy about how I hate dating apps, but dating sites were legit. And I met a lot of nice gentlemen, and it was very, I made it clear with them I wasn't looking for anything serious, and they did too. And but they were good friends, and it was romantic, and I never got too attached because I was still healing. And then after a week, I did talk to him. Hey, Chris. After a week, I did talk to him, and I told him, I can't be with you right now. I don't know any other way of putting it, but I've got to just be alone. And we were living really far away from one another. I was like, but the last straw was when I was a copywriter. Last story, I was a copywriter, and he's like hippie John Lennon, like wears like old like Vietnam War like fatigues and stuff, has longer hair, is in a rock band, and he came to my office. I was a copywriter at a cannabis company, and one of my coworkers comes into the office and goes, "Oh my God, there's like a homeless guy outside." And I'm like, and we're like, what? And he's like, yeah, he's just like walking back and forth, smoking a cigarette. And we all go outside, and it's him. It was my ex-boyfriend. He was my boyfriend at the time. I'm like, that's my boyfriend, you guys. They're like, oh, that was it. That was it. Yeah. And I also told a story yesterday. I also told the story yesterday when I was an au pair. And he got to meet her, the girl I was taking care of. I forget what the circumstance was. It was all legit. Mom was okay with it. He's not a creep or anything. And he works with children as well. And he was really nice to her and played guitar and taught her some stuff. And she liked him. But the next day she goes, he shouldn't be your boyfriend. She was 7. And I was like, what? I was like, girl, why? She was like, I don't want to say, it's mean. I'm like, what? Okay. Well, we don't like to say mean things. She's like, I just want to tell you that you're really, really pretty. That's all. I'm like, she's like, you're prettier than him. I'm like, okay, but that doesn't mean he's a bad guy. But yeah, no, and he wasn't ugly at all. He wasn't my type normally, but kind of lazy about his appearance sometimes. Had a unique appearance, and I don't like people judging by appearances, and that's not why I broke up with him. I told you why. He was a thief and didn't treat me like a woman, and yeah, it sucked. But anyway, let's get back to you and getting ready for love in your life. The question: has Ian been the wingman yet? What's the developments with Samuel? Last thing is this 5 of Swords reversed. I want some clarity here. I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Wendy, but you haven't been in a whole lot of relationships, have you? Like, have you been in you haven't been in like abusive relation? No, you have. You've had your heart broken. Oh, you took a sick day today. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. You're not feeling well? Yeah, that was the sense that you're very picky. Yeah, you're very, as you should be. You're very picky and discerning, and you're good on your own. And I know why and I feel like that's why you're asking this question. Like, it's been a while, and it really feels like this is, I don't think Ian has said anything. I kept on chickening out. Okay, I hope it happens this week. I think about it all the time. I really think you guys are like good. I know he lives really far away, but the energy feels really good, honey. And I don't know. I'm excited. Yeah, and you're chickening out, and you shouldn't. Because if you don't ask, you'll never find out, and then you'll regret that. But it's so obvious that you guys are into each other. They said that they're trying to extend this visa to 5 months. Let's hope. I mean, with the way things are in this world today, like, I'm scared if I might get kicked out because I'm an immigrant. I wasn't born here. I mean, I have my American citizenship, but like I was joking with a friend of not kind of half joking with a friend of mine, a colleague of mine on Sunday. She's also Jewish, and she was like, "So do you have an escape plan?" I was like, "Yeah, I do." And it's sad that we have to say that. Like, I have an Irish passport. I feel like Samuel also toned it down as well. You think so? In his energies towards you, he's toned things down. What's going on there? That's not cool. That's not fun. If he's toned things down, but I don't know. So you feel like his energy's pulled back a little bit. Toki, thank you so much for your patience, honey. I know I go on a lot of tangents, and I am doing my best not to, but ADD's just been really bad. My ADD's been bad with this Mercury retrograde. My brain's all over the place. My memory's not that great, and I go on a lot of tangents. I'm sorry about that, but I hope they're helpful for you guys. I always try to make them relevant to something. He's pulled back a little. Not sure if someone said something to him about being too much. Maybe he doesn't want to seem like he's like, way into you, because a lot of people don't, want to. Sometimes a lot of people do that. I know I do that. I don't want to seem like I'm chasing someone. I don't want to seem like I'm desperate. Even if I do feel desperately for that person, I don't want them to see that, And so I kind of get where he's coming from. I think it comes from a place of like really, really wanting you, and it's overwhelming. It's too much. Yeah, so I think that's the key word there. Toki Lewis, Toki, please come to the chat. It is your turn, Toki. Thank you. Toki Lewis, please come to the chat. Hey, there she is. Thank you, love. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, and of course, keep me posted, please. I'm really, really invested in this situation here. It feels good. Feels good. And thank you, honey, for your donation. I hope I brought you some clarity there. I'm sorry about all the tangents I go on, but in short, you're very good at being alone, and it's just about like that Six of Pentacles reverse. Like you're gonna have to share more when you're with a partner. Even when it comes to just like food, like who wants to eat the last piece of bread, things like that. With that Six of Pentacles, making sure that there's an equal balance of give and take. And being a single Pringle myself for quite a while, I definitely like get what Spirit's saying there. If you haven't been in a relationship for a while, sometimes we forget that we have to take care of ourselves. It is a specific spirit guide that wants to work with me to protect me, or is it a specific spirit guide that wants to work with me to protect me from psychic attack? Do you mean, okay, Toki, do you mean you want to ask if there is a specific spirit guide that wants to work with you? Or is there one in mind that you're questioning? At this point, I don't even know what to ask. I'm just so enraged on what that girl did to me. I'm exhausted and I want to fight back. I don't want to ask again, Toki. Like I said, my memory is not the best this week. I don't quite remember what that girl did to you again. I'm like, because I don't want to like rehash like trauma and have you tell me. But so what happened again? I'm trying to think. No, that wasn't you. That was another person. Is this the one that talked a lot of shit about you to good friends? I feel like we talked about this maybe a couple months ago. And so, okay, so you want to know if there's a specific spirit guide that wants to work with you to protect you from psychic attacks. Okay, angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is there a specific spirit guide that wants to protect Toki from psychic attacks? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is there a specific spirit guide that wants to protect Toki from psychic attacks? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is there a specific spirit guide that wants to protect Toki from psychic attacks? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is there a specific spirit guide who wants to prevent Toki from spirit attacks. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is there a specific spirit guide who wants to protect Toki from spirit attacks? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is there a spirit guide who wants to protect Toki from spiritual attacks? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is there a specific spirit guide who wants to help Toki with spiritual attacks? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is there a specific spirit guide who wants to help Toki with psychic attacks? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is there a specific spirit guide who wants to help Toki with psychic attacks? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is there a specific spirit guide who wants to help Toki with psychic attacks? Yeah, you don't want to fight back, Toki. You don't want to, like, it's tempting to stoop to someone else's level, but you're better than that. They go low, we go high. She psychic attacked me, read my mind, and stalked me in my dreams. I'm so sorry, Toki. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. And just a reminder, if you are watching this live stream, please remember to give it a good old like, a good thumbs up. It really, really helps me out. All right, girl, we have 6 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, Knight of Swords, Ace of Pentacles reversed, and Ace of Swords reversed. Unfortunately, Toki, yeah, she grew up shitty and her destiny, I'm sure, is far behind mine, but I need therapy and some type of soothing from my spirit guides just to keep my cool. Yeah. Here's the deal, Toki. There isn't a, I hate to say this, but there isn't a specific, actually, I don't hate to say this. It's actually quite good. There is not one specific spirit guide who is trying to protect you. You've got a multitude of them. And you will be the victor in this situation, just like what I'm talking about. She grew up shitty. She's a shitty person. And I'm not one to say that, but the way she treated you was not cool, and it's putting you through a lot of distress. And you will be the victor in this situation. You will have victory with this 6 of Wands. But in terms of protection, what I always tell people, and I may have told you this, Toki, you are greater than her. If you give her the age, like I've been people have tried to spiritually attack me in the past, and I do my return to sender spell every single night, and I don't give them I don't give them the agency or the power. I'm like, they don't have the power to do this to me. If you feel like they do have the power to do it to you, it will allow. That's how it works. Spells will seep into you if the victim believes that they are being psychically attacked. If you deny it, if you don't give her the agency, and that's what I've done in the past, you will be protected. I just want to know names to call in just to have specify. I'm not getting specific names, Toki. I never do. But with that, I will say, I don't know if you're religious or anything. Even before I was religious, I still believed in angels. I would call upon the archangels. I would call upon Gabriel. I would call upon Michael. I think those two are going to have your back. Like Gabriel definitely helps me out a lot. He's such a solid one, and he is such a protector. And they protect I call upon them every time I do my live streams. I communicated with him once. I've only told one other person that, but he came to me once to give me a message from someone else, who I just passed on, which was really honorable. Like, wow. But Gabriel comes through, girl. Oh, and shit, I forgot about Metatron. I love Metatron too. Yeah. In the last petition I did a week ago. Good. Metatron is definitely one that's going to protect you, honey, for sure. I love Metatron. But Spirit is also saying, with this Wheel of Fortune reversed, like, do not give her the agency. Think she doesn't have the power with this Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords reversed. You don't, and do not fight back. Do not fight back with this Ace of Swords reversed. All you have to do is, write petitions. And there's only 3 spells that I'm a witch, but don't do spell work. I don't think it's right. But there's 3 spells that I'm okay with. I'm okay with the self-love spell. I'm okay with cord cutting spells with unhealthy people in your life. And I'm also okay, more than okay, with the return to sender spell. It's basically like I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you send to me gets stuck on you. If she's sending you any negative juju, be like, return to sender and send her blessings because she needs them. But guess what? Whatever you send her is going to like bounce right back to you as well. So ironically, when you send her blessings, you're going to be getting blessings back as opposed to the crap. And that, just from my experience, when I've been spiritually attacked, I've always been the winner here. I've always been the victor. When someone threatens me, I'm going to psychically attack you, or they suggest it, and I know that they practice witchcraft. I'm always the victor. I just practice that spell. I sage the shit out of my house. I get my roommate in on it as well. And it's like, return to sender every night, for just a week, every night. Return to sender, return to sender. I am protected. Like, sending you blessings and love because you need it. You need God, honey. Like, you know, maybe right now I just need to manage my emotions to move forward peacefully. I see that, yeah, with this Knight of Swords right in the center. What's your sign again, Toki? And there's nothing wrong with therapy. I'm on a waiting list for a therapist. I have a psychiatrist, and she really wants me to get a therapist, and so does my doctor. Everyone really needs one. Everyone should have one. If we have doctors for our physical health, we need therapists for our mental health. I don't even want to send her anything. Of course you don't want, I know you don't want, I didn't want to send blessings to the person who was psychically attacking me. I really didn't. But to look in the mirror and say I'm a good woman of God, I've got to do that. You know, I've got to swallow, not swallow my pride, but know that I'm better than that person. And hopefully they will grow and stop. Capricorn moon, yeah, they with the emotions. I hear you, girl. I'm a Gemini moon, so it's like very intense. Knight of Swords, that's where I'm at. But yeah, Capricorn moon, oy vey, yeah, that's intense. You don't have to send her blessings. I really recommend it because they're gonna come back to you. If she's spiritually attacking you, that's just gonna come right back to you. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. I didn't realize this. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. That's karma. She's gonna get her karma. Oh, hell yeah. No, and then that's why I don't practice negative juju witchcraft, because it always bounces back. You do that return to sender, girl, I'm not even kidding you. You will be the winner. What? Yeah, you will be the winner here. I'm not even joking here. Look, I'm gonna pull the cards again. Six of Wands, you are the victor. Victory is yours. Wheel of Fortune, and right next to the Wheel of Fortune reverse, she's gonna get her karma, and it ain't gonna be good. It's not good fortune, it's bad. It's bad. She's already living a shitty life, and it's gonna get worse. I actually did a reading for someone today, earlier, and that person had really, really screwed her over. I'm talking big time. And I did a reading for him today. He came out of nowhere in her life after like a year. And yeah, he's going through hell. He's going through hell. I promised her, like, karma is the best justice. You don't have to do a damn thing. Do not send her any negative juju. Just protect, whatever she sends to you, it bounces right back to her. Return to sender. You are so much better than that. And spirit is protecting you at all times. Call upon the angels. But yeah, anytime anyone practices that kind of stuff, that is going to come right back to you. Or yeah, it comes right back to the person in some way, in some karmic way. So, she needs God. She's a mess. And I'm really sorry that you're going through this, but I know you're going to find peace, and this will pass. And that's the thing, like, my sweet Capricorns, I know you're a Capricorn moon, and moons control our emotions. Capricorns are very, very sensitive, and it's hard to stay, correct me if I'm wrong, but it might be hard for you to stay in the present moment. And if you understand and harness the present moment at all times, you'll realize that things pass. Even the good things, it sucks. Like, even the good things end up going away, but the shitty things go away as well. She felt like like the Selena Predator. Oh, that creepy lady who murdered Selena, the old lady who was like the head of her fan club. She was obsessed with her. Wait, she's like obsessed with you? Is that what's going on? How do you know this woman? Oh, Toki. It's awful. Well, Spirit's saying you are protected. She's not going to head of fan club. Yeah. Weirdly obsessed. It happened to Jodie Foster. She had some weird a fan that was totally obsessed with her. I don't know what you do or what I'm sure there's every reason for someone to be to adore you, Toki. You're a Leo. You're very charismatic. I'm sure. Um, but yeah, no, it happened to Jodie Foster. It's happened to several celebrities. Like I think it happened to Jennifer Aniston not too long ago. Like just like someone's obsessed and they try to break in, and it's like it twists around. Like obsession to like, well, you don't want me in your life. Well, then like I'm gonna make your life hell. But she doesn't have that power. She was obsessed with me. Watched me in the distance as a child. Then we grew up as adults, and she started attacking me. That's so weird. It's so weird. So you've known her since childhood, and she's still. That's so. I'm so sorry, Toki. Just know that you are greater than her. You are better than her, and you are protected. You are indeed protected. They have a lust and a weird way to attach to people. Yes, that's a really really succinct way of putting that. Yeah, they like really. Yeah, that hits the nail on the head, girl. They have a lust and a weird way to attach to people. And you can even like say attach slash attack or attract people. Attach, first attract, then attach, then attack. I think that's what the pattern is there. Like, did you guys ever get along at one point? Like, I feel like you guys probably did, and then it was like way too. She was way too attachy, and now she feels thwarted, and she's trying. All she can do is psychically attach you. Are you from the South? Is she a voodoo bitch? Sorry, a B. I don't use the B word. Is she a voodoo lady with love bombing? Were you guys dating, or is it just friendship? Yeah, love bombing. You gotta watch out for that. You gotta watch out for that. People showering you with compliments or gifts, things like that at the very beginning. That's obsession. Um, yeah, I feel like she was in love with you, like, and you didn't reciprocate it, and she was never my friend in elementary, middle school, and then I was isolated, and she ended up as my only friend. Oh, I'm sensing like, yeah, I mean, for sure, obsession. She thought you guys were best friends. I think she doesn't have any other friends either. Um, Geez Louise, I'm so sorry, Toki. But like you will get through this, and if you need to, I would get the authorities involved if she starts like absolutely get the authorities involved if she starts affecting you like IRL and not through your dreams. This isn't right. None of her behavior is right, and it needs to be in check here. Um, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I bet she's doing some voodoo shit, but you know what? It doesn't. As long as you don't give them the agency or the power, you're the magician, honey. You've got the power. You've got the power. Like, just deny any power that she has because she's weak. She's weak. She's crazy. And it's true. Anyone can perform witchcraft, but it's gonna come right the fuck back to her with that Wheel of Fortune reverse. I don't know what she practices, but I'm sure she got into. Yeah, I think it's voodoo. I think it's voodoo. That's like me. That's the only magic I'm so not okay with, and I'm not. I hate saying that because it's exclusive, not exclusive, but it's predominantly within the Black community, the Haitian community. So and it's not racism. Trust me, girl. I'm not racist at all. I don't allow racists in my class or in my room, in my channel, in my life. I don't acknowledge that. But in terms of, so I hope no one takes it like that, but in my opinion, voodoo is evil. It is horrible. There's nothing good about it. I really like Azalea Banks. I don't know if you know her, the rapper. She is for sure into some deep dark voodoo. Like, she was posting on her TikTok like 2 years ago that she needed like some kind of Dremel thing because she had sacrificed so many chickens in her closet, and she was laughing about it. I'm like, dude, like, I went to Mexico City recently, and there is a, like, in different cultures, like, yeah, magic is more, yeah, magic is, and spell work is like Santeria. I don't like Santeria either, and I'm not being racist here. Like, I love Mexico. Damn, I would love to live in Mexico City. And I was gonna go. They have so many. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to Mexico City. It's freaking dope. You should go if you haven't been. But they have lots of markets, and I wanted to go to. They had an esoterica market, and they had actually a chain of stores called Tarot del Mundo that I didn't get to. I didn't have time to go to. But I read about the uh, uh, the market. I went to the artist market, and that was amazing. I got this, found this beautiful ring. Yeah, no, I love the artist market, but I read, like, an American uh, tourist wrote a review. They're like, if you are not okay with seeing animals being abused, being kept in cages, don't go to this market. It's really dark. I was like, holy crap. Like, it seemed like such a good idea. And I really kind of liked Santeria for a while, but there's a lot of darkness in that too. And there actually, you know what, Toki? There's darkness in every practice of witchcraft. It just depends on who you are as a person and what you decide to do, you know. Um, I just had a revelation there. There's things about all different types of witchcraft that I'm really not a fan of. Um, have you seen those ridiculous, sorry, I'm going on a bird walk here, but have you seen those ridiculous ass, never, and this is my PSA for all 8 people watching right now, do not ever purchase a, someone to do a spell for you on Etsy. Do not purchase spells on Etsy. You know what I found the other day? Inadvertently, well, a friend sent it to me. It was $356, and it guaranteed to increase the size of your, if you're a man, you know. I'm like, what the flip? And all the reviews are fake. They're all from fake. No one's had a spell and then their wiener gets bigger. If that happened, that would have been on the news. You know what I mean? Like, wow, look at how amazing this is. I'm not even, girl, Steph, I'm not even joking. Yeah, no, my friend sent it to me. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? How did you find that? He's like, I haven't slept in 3 days and I just found some weird shit. He's like, what is this on Etsy? I'm like, dude, there's some weird shit on there. And people make a grip if they're selling it. They'll sell. Seth, you finished my sentence because that's sad because people believe that shit. There's so many spells like bring him back to me or bring her back to me, and they guarantee it, and it's 550 an ani of $555 or something like that. People will pay for it. People will believe it. And I even told him, I'm like, damn, shit, that is so fucked up. I could make a fucking grip doing that, but I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. And you know what? These people are all, they're probably all, and then I was like, you know what? They're probably all meth addicts, so they don't sleep at night and they have no morals because they've got to be on drugs or something to do that. Like, that is like scamming 101. So gross. And I don't know if you've bought one, Togi, on Etsy. I feel like you're more, and I tell everyone this, I'm like, if you do want to do spell work, I'm not going to judge you. I just don't advise anything that's going to be negative, just to do things that are good for you. And there's more than just the 3 spells that I like. There's other things that are good for you, other spells that improve and are like best for your higher self. You're the powerful one. You're the one who can do it. Hiring someone to do it that lives on, Timbuktu, wherever the fuck they live, that's far less powerful than doing a spell on your own. And a lot cheaper too, you know? And half those spells aren't real. Let's just keep it real. Like, there's a lot, like, honestly, like, I mean, I do tarot. I'm a witch. Like, I consider myself a Jewish. But and so I know like this is real. I've given so too many readings that are all accurate, and So there's something here. There's something out there. There's something truly magical. Um, but it's all about just doing it with good intentions, and not getting sucked into like charlatans. I was scammed. I was scammed by I don't think I've ever talked about this, but I ended up getting scammed by a spiritual scam, a psychic. Um, Intentions are the most important thing. Totally, totally. And there's just a lot of people who pretend to be witches out there, and they charge so much money, and they're scammers. They're not doing shit. They talk to you. They're nice to you. They compliment you on how pretty you are and how your clothes are so nice. And sometimes people just need that. I'll be honest. Maybe they're serving that purpose, but it's not worth what they're charging. Like, some people are so low that they just need someone to hold their hand and tell them a kind word. If I can do that for, free, or just for the price of $7.77, I'm happy as a clam. I can't. It's deplorable. It really is deplorable how much these people charge and what they do. Yeah. I mean, my psychiatrist, she's not cheap. She's out of network, so she costs a grip. But I only have to see her every 3 months, and I love her. I talk to her today. I've been seeing her for 11 years now, and she's worth every. I told her, I'm like, you're worth every penny. Like, I've seen in-network psychiatrists, and they don't help me, and you really are there for me. And if I ever have any issues, I can just text her. Like, it's totally worth every cent. But I'm grateful that I'm able to make that adjustment in my life and have that. I think I should start paying privately for a therapist too. I'm not rich by any means. I'm really not. But it's so important to take care of your mental health. And, if I'm on a wait list for a therapist and it's still 11 months out, hi, Intuitive Horizons, explore within. Hi, I'm new. Can I ask a free question? I'm sorry, honey. No, I don't do free questions. Thank you, though. It's only $7.77 for a 5-card reading, though. That's like less than a sandwich. Yeah. Sorry. No, I came to the conviction that tarot readings should not be for free. They're very valuable, and I am valuable. This is my job. I've established myself as a reader. But there's definitely like new readers who give free readings because they haven't established themselves, so I would check them out. Thank you. And if you're a regular here, and it's your birthday, I always give birthday readings for free to people. But otherwise, no. Thank you. Yeah, that's kind of been irking my Gurk too lately, talking about value and dismissal, like how like dating apps are so just like blah 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 blah. Back in the day, you would never get a free tarot reading from anyone. Maybe in the 60s, like at Woodstock, but like no, it's a valuable thing. The first tarot reading I got was $25. The second one I got was from a gentleman in New Orleans, and that was, I think, like $35. So I'm a bargain. Like, I really am. And I'm very thorough. Like, I spend a lot of time with you guys, especially if it's a slow night. I get deep. I'm worth my salt. See, I even keep salt right here. My kosher salt. I'm doing all right, Chris. I'm doing all right. It was a hard start this morning. I'll be honest. I deal with some. I used to deal with morning anxiety. I wake up like with really bad anxiety, which was terrible. Now I wake up and I'm just like depressed. And then as the day goes on, it goes away, which is good, but it's not fun in the morning. Like, it's sometimes it can be really hard just to like get ready. Like, and then once I am and I'm out in the world, I feel fine. Wow, I'm being really candid with you guys right now, but it's true. I feel like I've just been a little isolated for a while, and I just need to surround myself with more people and whatnot. So, but thank you for asking, Chris. I have a whole bunch of doctor's appointments this week. I don't have a whole lot of work at my other job this week. Jobs. So I'm taking care of some tests and stuff. with my, like, I have to go to my doctor tomorrow just for a check-in, and then on Friday I'm having a procedure done that I don't want to mention, but yeah, it's not scary or anything. I just want to check things out and make sure everything's okay, you know. Yeah, yeah. No, I was having some stomach issues. My doctor thought I had H. pylori, and I don't. Everything came back positive. Um, I think it's just anxiety. I just get nervous, and I have IBS. Embarrassing, but I do. And um, yeah, when I get like, like when you get really really nervous and then like your tummy hurts, like that's like me. Like I don't want to say all the time, but like in the like when I'm having bad anxiety, like it affects my tummy or it affects my heart. That's what it's been affecting my heart more lately. And that's what I want. That's actually what I'm checking out with my doctor. Yeah. A lot of people do. No, a lot of people are not strangers to it. Like it used to, I remember back in the day, like people would always joke about it and stuff. It's just like so many people have it now. It's not a joke. Like it's not funny. Like I mean, I still think like, potty humor is funny, but this isn't potty humor. This is like, we have a disease, we have a disorder, um, or a syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome. Um, yeah, I don't know when it developed for you. I was diagnosed with it. Yes, God, and when I'm in France, I like don't deal with that because they all have fresh food from good places. They're not having egg problems. Like I'm sure you've heard of the egg prices that we're going through in this country. It's like $11 for a dozen eggs. Kidding me? I'm not paying like no, no. I think it's actually more than that. So I haven't been eating eggs that much lately. I love eggs. I really do. Um, you can do so many different delicious things with them. But yeah, when I'm in France, I find that I feel better. Like it's not processed. Yeah, and it's worse. I don't know how bad it is in England now. It's been like 3 years since I've been in England. Which is funny. This fell off when we were talking about this. I got this when I was in. I got this actually in Paris, but this is from London. I visited George Michael's grave at Highgate Cemetery on the 23rd of January, 2023. That was my birthday 3 years ago, or 2 years ago. I went to visit his grave, and I also saw Douglas Adams' grave, the guy who wrote The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe. There's so many cool people buried there. Lucian Freud is buried there. Karl Marx. Oh my God, his grave is like lit up. Like I don't know if just Londoners really really like communism or what, but like that grave is like, woo! You're not. It says please don't put anything on Michael's grave, George Michael's grave, and he's buried next to his mom and his sister. Did I tell you the story of how I found his grave? I don't know if I ever told you this. Anyone who's watching out there, this is kind of a cool story. So I go to Highgate Cemetery, and it's my birthday, and I'm happy as a clam, and I'm like, and I really want to see George Michael's grave. I love George Michael. Story time. Yeah, I love telling my stories. So I wanted to see George Michael. It was my birthday, and it was a birthday gift from someone very, very dear to me. And we were walking. I was kind of running. I was really giddy, and when we got through the gates, I asked the lady who worked there where he was buried, and she gave me a map, and she was so sweet too. Like British people are so much kinder than Americans. She said, "Oh, hello, love. Yeah, here you go. Here's a map, and you want to find him down there. He's buried with his mum and his sister, and it's just down that path there." And I'm like, "Okay, just down the path." And it's like a huge cemetery. It's usually hard to find like famous people in cemeteries or just anyone specific. They're just crowded. But I love cemeteries. Anyway, so I'm walking down the path, and I see a goddamn fox. I know you see them all the time because you live in England, but we don't see them that often here. I think they do live like in the desert, but it's not common to see foxes in the US. But this beautiful little fox, and it was wintertime, and it wasn't snowing, it was sunny. This beautiful, please don't do that British impression again. I can do several British accents, my friend. I was born there. I am very British. Do not deny my Britishness. Someone tried to do that once, and that's the one thing that kind of like, no. Sorry, I do a good accent. I'm sorry, and she did sound like that. I don't know where she was from. She didn't have a London accent. I met a woman once, but anyway, let me finish my story. So I found a fox, and I freaked out. Like, oh my god, the fox! And it's so beautiful. And I was trying to take a picture of it. And the person who I was with said, "Sophie, stop, stop." I'm like, well, "Don't tell me what to do." And they're like, "Stop. You're at George Michael's grave." The fox ran to George Michael's grave. He showed me. I'm like, holy shit! Did George Michael just come to me in the form of a fox? Like, wow. That was pretty incredible. Thank you, Steph. It was a really magical moment. Yeah, and it does say on his grave, like, please don't leave anything on here. And I had something to leave for him. I had a note and a crystal, because in the Jewish, he's not Jewish, but I am, and in the Jewish faith, you put a stone on. I don't know if you've ever been to a Jewish cemetery, but you put a stone on their grave, and I do it for everyone. Um, Non-Jews, I get actual crystals. Like when I went to Samuel Beckett's grave, I gave him I buried an emerald in the dirt, right in front of his grave. Um, but I did leave it, but I buried it in the dirt so no one would see it. But I had to give it to him. Um, but they just don't want it to be a mess. There's a lot of messes. Like Douglas Adams' grave is a mess. It's just all these 42s, like tons of stuff that people leave, and like little like inside jokes about the book and everything. And I think that's wonderful. When I die, I want people to love me still. And that's why I give so much reverence to the dead, because I'm friends with dead people. They help me out. They're basically my coworkers here. I love my angel guides. I love those who have passed on. Some of my best friends are dead, literally and figuratively. And the ones that are like IRL, like that did pass away, I am able to contact them. It's harder to contact them than some of my other spirit guides. I'm very drawn to emeralds and blue sapphires lately, royal blue and emerald green. Girl, do you know that singer Marina Diamandis? Or she was in the band Marina and the Diamonds. She was around she was kind of like the brunette Lana Del Rey, but more poppy. I love older Lana Del Rey, and I love some of her new songs too, like A&W, such a good song. Cherry Blossom, beautiful song by Lana Del Rey. Um, I'd love to sing it, but I'm not going to bother you guys. But yeah, this song, you're reminding me of this song that I can't stop listening to. You might like it. I don't know what kind of music you like, um, but it's very poppy for me. But it's like good pop. Like she writes good music. She has a beautiful voice, and I think it might resonate with what you're going through in your life right now. It's definitely resonating with me. I still need to talk to you offline about certain things. But that's a great song. Blue is such a good song, and she actually has this synesthesia thing where she like colors, like she hears notes and sees colors. I know it's a thing that people experience, and she has that. And so the album Fruits is like every single song is like a different color, and the song Blue is like it's really poppy and happy and upbeat, but it's about not wanting to be like I don't want to feel anymore. No, it's like I give me one more night, one last goodbye. Just give it one more time. One last goodbye. One more time. Give me love, give me dreams, give me a good self-esteem. Give me good and pure. What you waiting for? Give me everything all your heart can bring. Something good and pure. I don't want to feel blue anymore. No. I love that song. I did not sing it well, but I just love the message. It's just like, I don't want to feel blue anymore. I'm done. Like, I have a friend who's like really throwing themselves a pity party, and I'm just like, you know what? When I feel blue, I'll do anything to get out of that. Like, I guess I don't deal with depression in the same way other people do, but I will pull myself out. Like, it's harder to pull myself out of anxiety. That is more of a challenge. But with depression or sadness, I get the music going. I get the funnies on. I get the Reno 911 girl, like I watch funny things. I listen to good music. I distractify. Um, And I think that's healthy. You know, I don't think it's good for people to wallow in their sadness. Like, especially if you're trying to help a friend. Like, I'm that, okay, I was a cheerleader when I was younger, all right? I always tell people I was a cheerleader because I love dance, and I choreograph dances. I love dance. But I also like being positive. I also like cheering people on. I mean, what do I do here? I give you guys, I'll tell you guys the truth, but I tell you that, like, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, and that's why I see myself as, like, the star. I'm not trying to, like, push, talk myself up or anything, but that's what the star card is all about, is showing that there is hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Healing is real. It's very real, and the stars are bright, and even in the darkest dark, the tiniest point of light will illuminate. And I'm kind of a cheerleader. I'm kind of a spiritual cheerleader in that way still. And yeah, if anything happened with my friends, like, I'm always there for them. I'm always like if they're stuck in their bed depressed, like, I'll pull them out. Like, I'll do whatever I can to make them smile, you know. And it can be hard, but it's important. Not looking good for things, by the way. What do you mean? Not looking good for things? Oh, with you and Sophie? So, it's so weird for me to say that. There's not many other Sophies, and at least in America, there's not a lot of Sophies. I know it's a common name in England. That's why that's my name, because I'm British, my friend. You know, someone denied my Britishness once. I almost attacked. And I am not an angry person. I got so effing pissed at this woman. I was at my favorite place. Oh no, is my internet going down? No. Okay, we're back. Okay. So I was staying at my favorite place that I go to up in the mountains in Calistoga, the spas that I like, and I go there for a few days, maybe like once a month or every other month. And they have these domes that you stay in, and they're like cabins, and you have a room, and there's like two other rooms, and you share a kitchen. There's a common area where you share a kitchen. And I've met so many friends and cool people staying in these domes. That's where you, like, can sit down and, like, eat together and, like, get to know people. And there was a group of ladies that were all really, really sweet. There was like 7 of them. They were maybe in their, like, mid to late 40s. And they were hella nice, and they made us hella food, and were just, like, sweet as hell, except for this one lady. And I thought she was Australian. She had she sounded Australian to me. She had a really rough accent, and I was making tea, and I offered everyone a cup of tea. And my parents are obsessed with tea. They're addicted, and it's very ritualistic. They always use filtered water. They wait until and you might be like this too, man. They wait until it's totally, totally boiled. Then they pour it into the teacup, and they wait. They time, I think it's 4 minutes or 5 minutes. I always time 6 minutes because I drink herbal teas. And then I add a splash of milk, nuage de lait, as they call it in France. And this British lady says to me, "You're not British. How are you British?" I'm like, "I was born there. I was born in Warrington. Are you kidding me?" Like, and the women were, like, looking at her like, "Shut up. Like, don't even start something because you do this with everyone." She's like, "Oh, because that's not what I do." I'm like, "Where are you?" I can't even identify your accent right now. I'm like, "You must be from, like, East London." She's like, "I'm from London." I'm like, "East London?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm just like, "All right, I can tell by your attitude. That's great." I gave her shit. I was like, I can kind of tell by your attitude. And she's like, "Are these your..." And I had my tarot cards on the table. She's like, "Well, take your little magical doodads here. Go upstairs." When you go upstairs, I'm just like, "Oh my god, like, you're a C word. Like, you're a horrible... Why are you even friends with these nice..." I didn't get why those nice ladies even had her in their group. And I go upstairs, and I'm pissed off. And I overhear the nicest lady in the group tell her, she was like, "Why do you always do that shit? Why do you pull that shit with people? Why are you so cruel to people? Like, she's clearly British, whatever. Like, don't deny her heritage. Like, what is wrong with you?" Like, when I meet British people, I'm like, "Oh, like, that is so cool. Where are you from?" You know, like, it's akin, like, one of my people, you know? She was not that. I've never met someone be like that. It was really hateful. She had a lot of darkness in her life. And then I'd noticed that her friends would go off without her on hikes, and she'd just be on her own. It's like, I don't know, maybe she's going through some like disease or something and they feel bad for her, so they kept her along. It was really annoying. So what's going on, Chris? I messaged her Friday saying I missed her, and she replied saying she missed me too, and we said we would talk and sort things Sunday Monday because she had a friend around, but she's practically ghosted since I'm in the process of writing her a goodbye letter to send her tomorrow because she obviously can't be bothered. You know, Chris, I read more of the conversation that you had between you and her, and I think it's really, I don't think it's a healthy relationship for either of you. I gotta be completely honest. It was not fair of her to leave you hanging like that, but there was a sentence that you said that if someone had said that to me, it would have bothered me. You said, I know I can't take all of your time. And then in parenthetical citations, you said, even though I would like that. And that can be problematic. And that is, I think, what the issue is she knows that you want all of her time, but you obviously can't have it. So you have as much as you can with her. And and you have this whole Discord thing with her, so you can see where she's at all times. You can see if she's ignoring you. You can see all this stuff, and it's not healthy. It's hard. I really feel for you. I really do. But I just feel like she's overwhelmed. And I don't know what her history is in relationships. I think you mentioned she might be on the spectrum. She did certainly say some really hurtful things to you that were out of line, for sure. I don't think that I don't think I don't think she's like, her heart's open for love. I think she's really shut down. I don't know if it's permanent. It could be temporary, Chris. It really could. But if she is expressing the fact that she needs some space, that is something that you're going to want to have to respect, and not take it as like, oh, she doesn't love me, she doesn't care about me. It's just some people need their space. And I don't know her sign, but this is just coming from an Aquarius. When I start to feel smothered, it doesn't matter how much I like the person, I don't like that feeling. And I'm getting the sense she might feel a little smothered. But at the same time, I also don't blame you because you guys do have a distance between you. Am I right? I did say if she wanted to talk, then she needs to delete the hurtful messages, and she instantly went and did it, which gives me the impression that her friend has something to do with it. Yeah, her friend may have something to do with it, Chris, but that's not something that you should really be thinking. Like, it's bad to make assumptions like that, because if it's not true, then, it could just be her. You don't know. And regardless, she, even if her friend was the one behind it, she allowed her friend to do that, you know? Um, so it's not like her friend is the one at fault if that's the case. They're both, she's complicit if she allowed her friend to do that, dude. Like, just from a lady's perspective, like that if you allow your girlfriend to do something like that to your man, like, or say something like that's something that I think she allowed. It's not the first time, and her friend has been giving the red flags, because even she has brought up the red flags to me. The red flags of Sophie. Is she in love with Sophie or something? The red flags of her friend? Okay. I don't know. I'm here to be honest with you, Chris. You're a friend of mine. I've known you for a little while now, and It just doesn't look healthy. It looks like she's got, I'm seeing red flags with her, to be honest. Um, and it's she's not a bad person. I'm not saying that. Um, but how long have you guys been together again? By the way, Steph, I don't know if you're still here, but I was thinking about your reading last night. The man, that strong man that's going to come into your life, and then Spirit. I was actually grabbing a can of soup to eat, and then Spirit told me how strong you are. It might have been your brother. It might have been your brother. And I have something else to tell you that I want to tell you offline because it's funny, and I don't know. Basically, I smelled something that would not be in my car, and I didn't know if your brother was like kind of like trying to troll me and like not troll me, but like make me laugh and like let me know that he's available. I've never experienced that like offline. Well, I have, but not for clients of mine. Um, but it was a funny smell, is all I'm gonna say, and I don't know if it's an inside joke or something. We're not together. Remember, just really. Oh, you're not. Oh, okay, just really close friends. Okay, gotcha. But you're in love with her, right? And you treat her like you're in love with her. Yeah. And that's really hard, dude. I've been there. I've been there where it's you're really good friends with someone, but I call it Six of Pentacles reversed. I've been there, and I have been there not too long ago, Chris. Um, and you want to keep them in your life because you are infatuated with them and you love them, but it's not a balanced it's not a balanced connection. Um, I've definitely been in that position where I'm like, is this healthy for me to be friends with this person? Because it just racks up all these emotions that I don't like, you know, um, and causes me a lot of distress, or caused me a lot of distress. Um, so I think that's something you need. Yeah, and you said you were writing a letter to her. Um, you know, you deserve the best, Chris, and she's not treating you like the best. Um, and I don't want to say she's incapable of doing it, but it's possible she just doesn't really know, doesn't have the tools to be a good partner to someone, or the self-awareness. Have you asked her to be with you? And you have you told her that you how much you care about her, or does she just know? Oh goodness, people. I have been on for almost 2 hours now, so you know what that is. In just a moment, I'm going to do a last call for any and all donations, readings tonight. By the way, Chris, I still haven't gotten back to Mystic Sense. I think I'm going to listen to you, Chris. I think I'm just going to talk instead of like redoing my application for the 3 questions that they denied. I don't have enough room to explain myself in the boxes. So I'm going to talk to just one of these. I think you said the live people there are really helpful. I think I'm just going to directly talk to a live person and be like, hey, like, no, I didn't go to school to be a psychic, and I'm not on a psychic platform, but I go on YouTube every day almost and give many readings, and I have been doing that for 4.5 years. Like, I'm hoping they can just understand, like, yeah, I would be perfect for them. If they need people, I'm a great reader. I don't have the best confidence in the world, but I do know I'm good at this. I wouldn't do it if I didn't feel like I was. Kind of hoping that the letter will give her the kick up the ass she needs. If not, then well, I have my aunt. Exactly. And she knows. I precisely, you said that perfectly, Chris. That letter is going to do one of two things. It's either going to give her the kick in the ass she needs, or if it doesn't, that's the answer. That's the answer. And the truth will set you free, Chris. The truth can be painful. I say it all the time. The truth can also be very, very joyful. but the truth can be painful, and but it will set you free. And it's causing you a lot of distress, and I know it's so sad seeing it, you know. It's consuming you. I wouldn't be surprised if you think about her like every like 20 seconds or so. Like it's on your mind. It's very hard to distract yourself, and I'm just assuming this because that's how it was when I was in that kind of a situation. I don't want to call it obsession, but I call it Knight of Swords reversed. 24/7. Yeah. It's just like it's almost, and then you probably dream about her too. Not healthy. You've got to focus on the other things in your life, man. And that's what I realized when I was in that situation is I was neglecting things in my life. I was neglecting work. I was neglecting my art. And every time I spoke to this person, it just hurt me. And I probably would if I oh right, you don't remember your dreams. I forgot. Yeah, well, maybe that's a good thing. I remember only some of my dreams, and if I don't like audio record it immediately, I forget. Well, that's probably a good thing then, hon. You're not, that you don't remember your dreams, because that would be pretty shitty. We are doing a last call tonight for any and all donations. If you would like a reading tonight, I would love to read for you. Let me know. Yeah, I do need to write a song for last call. Last call. It's last call tonight. I gotta give you a reading. If you want one in the next 3 minutes, send your donation, please. And if you're watching this live stream, please remember to click the like button. I know we're at the, well, we might not be, unless someone wants a reading, last call for all readings. I'm more than happy to give a reading. I will not end this session if somebody wants a reading. But yeah, thank you so much. And please remember to click the like button. I really appreciate that. She is not going to like this letter. You know why she's not going to like it? Because it's the truth, and she doesn't like hearing the truth. She's a Pisces, right? No tea, no shade to Pisces. Last call, everybody, for any and all donations. If you would like a reading tonight, please send in your donation now. I'm going to give it another couple of minutes. Thank you. She is not, yeah, it's the truth, man. And like I just said, the truth hurts. The truth can hurt. And I think she's been, blinded. Oh, she's a Gemini. Oh, you're the Pisces. Oh, that's what's going on. Oh, you poor thing. I feel so badly. I don't feel badly, but it's a challenge, Chris. I always forget you're the Pisces. Being a dude and a Pisces is challenging because it's a feminine sign. You have a lot of feelings. You really, really feel things more than the average guy. And as women, we already have all these emotions with our estrogen and whatnot, so it's a little easier for us. It's still hard to process things. It's a little easier for us to maybe distract ourselves or take care of what we need to take care of. If we have kids, if we have a home to take care of, we have responsibilities, as do men. But I feel like, yeah, and Cancer men too. I've noticed that too. It's very difficult for them to process and accept certain things. Pisces is a challenging sign to be. This letter is like an A4 page already. What's an A4 page? Last call, everybody, last call for any and all donations. Let me know if you would like a reading. I'm more than happy to read for you tonight. It's been a great night. Last night was a great night too. Really good readings, good tidings, good news on the horizon for people. Last call, everybody. Normal page of paper. Okay, so, like a college ruled piece of paper. 8, and it's 4 pages. Like you would get a letter on. Oh, yes. Okay, like formal. I think that's really smart, Chris, like doing it old school. Are you handwriting it? Or I'm assuming you're typing it. My handwriting it used to be really, really good, but it's gotten so bad now that I just type everything. I'm trying to improve it, but So I am going to call it a night because this girl is hungry. Girl's got to eat. It's almost 9 o'clock, and it looks like everyone is satiated with their questions. So I'm going to call it a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you all so much. Much love and light to you, and I will see you all again